What is going on? Welcome back to another episode of Off the Bench. Of course, I'm DeMarcus.
And I'm Ty.
Man, Ty, what's going on, man? We been off for a couple weeks, man.
We are still on air for everybody that asks. I get that. Y'all still doing the pod? What the pod at? Yeah, we still here.
I'll tell it. Let's just address that right now.
Okay.
So for everybody that watches our podcast, I appreciate y'all. I know, y'all want us to see. You want to see us every single day because, I know Ty has some stuff that he be saying that be off the wall a lot of times. So I got to keep him in line. So I know y'all want to see more of that. But in all reality, man, we're blessed for the love that we get for the podcast. And we thank each and every one of y'all for watching. Continue watching. Make sure before you do anything else with this video, like it, share it, and subscribe to it, man. Follow us as we continue on our journey. But, we're getting our schedules, more in line. My boy Ty, he's finishing up school.
I'm finished today.
Oh, you finished today?
Yesterday I officially graduated.
Man, let's give a round of applause for my boy Ty, man.
Thank you.
Yeah, man.
Yes,
so
got the paperwork. I'm
okay,
done.
Okay, so that's also two people. Why schedules? With everything we do outside of the podcast, we're just getting everything in line. But I promise you, we're working on getting more stuff to y'all, man. So continue watching, continue support. But other than that, man, so how's your week been, Ty?
It's good, busy.
Been good, busy?
Yeah,
okay.
Trying to catch up with sports. And, I like to say this before the pod really starts. Baseball season is here for all my baseball lovers.
Yes.
Who you think going to win the World Series this year? DeMarcus don't like the 160-some games they play.
I don't like it, man. But you know what? But I will say this.
Yeah.
For the first time in a long time, I watched opening day.
That's good.
And all 32 teams play. I caught about 8 games.
Mm-hmm.
And I am liking what I'm seeing with the rule changes.
Yeah.
I like the pitch timer.
Mm-hmm.
I like the batting timer too, having to get in the box at a certain time, and then you got to make eye contact with the pitcher, and the pitcher got to have the ball, thrown in 20 seconds. I love it because it speeds the game up, makes it more exciting, and then also I feel like it makes people's mind work a little bit faster when because sitting up there at the mound taking your dear sweet time. You don't have that no more. And then the defensive shifts.
I like the defensive shifts. That's like zone them in.
That's the same thing. I feel you. I feel you on that. Yeah, I feel you. I think it does kind of take away some of the guys' speed that's out there in the outfield because they can't shift to a better position based off the hitter that's coming up to bat. But I guess that in their mind they're just trying to make sure that teams, I guess, keep everything in the same playing field. Yeah. You don't have advantage. But I feel like to me that's a part of sports.
Yeah, it's figuring out if it's like knowing Julius Randle can't go right. Yeah,
exactly.
If you know that and game plan for that, make him go make him go right, and then take away his left. So you want to take away same thing in baseball.
Their batting angles and all that. But with the defensive shift, the new rule on it, you can't do that.
Yeah.
So I will agree with you on that. I think that and that might change as the season go on. They might revisit that rule. But right now, like I said, pitch timer, I like that.
I like that one.
The games went from 3 hours and 15 minutes to now 2 hours and 35 minutes was the average. Yeah. I think they had a couple go 2 hours and 40 minutes, but the average 2 hours and 30 minutes. Yeah. So I think, of course, the more, big fan of baseball, they probably don't like that because they like to be there 3-4 hours. But the new age fan, and I think this is showing everybody that baseball's understanding that the game is changing. The people that like the game is changing, and everybody most professional games last about 2.5 hours.
2.5, 3 hours.
Basketball, football, hockey, soccer, lacrosse, it don't matter. They all last about 2.5 hours. Yeah. So now, of course, you got overtime in some games, but I did like that, and that's why I'm excited this year for baseball, especially with all the movements that's happened. So I think this year gonna be good. So congratulations on a good opening week or opening day or opening couple days for baseball. We'll have to see what the rest of the year comes. So let me ask you this real quick prediction: who you think wins the World Series based off what you saw in the first couple days?
Man, that's hard. You still can go with Houston. You still can go with LA, you can go with the wild cards. Like
I don't know about the Dodgers, man, because they didn't do much this offseason. So I don't know about Dodgers.
I said LA.
Oh,
hey, I said you got a whole Dodgers hat on right now. What you mean?
I mean, I'm just saying. I'm just saying that don't mean anything.
For fashion.
Yeah, it looks good with the shirt. That's why I put it on. I mean, it's the blue and the blue match.
You one of those.
I mean, it don't match.
It's real baseball fans that would be pissed off right now at you. But no, I think you go with either LA team, especially with Shohei they showed in the Baseball World Classic. Shout out to Japan for winning that.
For winning that. Yeah. And I thought that was cool to see him go up against his teammate for the last out. I thought that was real cool.
Yeah, Mike Trout can stay healthy. You got wild cards like Tampa Bay that can surprisingly get in there. You got, teams. I think the NL is more locked in on one specific team.
Yeah.
The Mets, Philly, those two are pretty much up there.
Yeah.
But Yankees are in there.
Yeah.
So, I mean, this could be wide open.
You think Shohei leaves after this year?
Nah, he's
going to get that $300 million.
It's going to be more than that.
You think so?
I think it might be like Pat Mahomes type money.
Yeah, they was saying, I heard on ESPN, somebody was saying like $500 million. It's like with everything.
He could get two contracts since he's a starting pitcher and a hitting, basically. So he can look at 10 years, 300 plus a 6-year, 200. So it don't.
Yeah. So I was about to say, I think he's finna bust through the ceiling with this contract.
Yes.
Which is rightfully earned, because I mean, I've never seen a player pitch and hit like him consistently.
Yeah, since Babe Ruth.
You know what I'm saying? And I mean, I'm talking about throw a fast, but not almost 100-mile-an-hour fastball, and then hitting 30, 40 home runs a year. So I think he's gonna definitely bust through the ceiling more than you've ever could imagine. So. Yeah. All right, man. So let's get into these topics, man. Today, got quite a bit, but I think these gonna be some good ones. For everybody. Let's start the March Madness tournaments. Of course, we got it wrong.
Well, we was wrong.
We was way like we. But look, disclaimer.
We did
tell y'all, do not pick what we picked.
Yeah.
And I mean, we got it wrong on both sides, because South Carolina losing to Iowa, bro. I didn't. But Caitlin Clark, she is the best female player in college basketball.
I would just say college basketball in general.
In general, that's what I'm talking. She's the best in college basketball, not on one of the best teams. She's individually one of the best players in college basketball. And the reason why I was talking to my dad about this is she shoots the ball like NBA range, like what men do. Steph Curry and them. And a lot of people like to say Steph Curry, Trae Young. And she does have some resemblance to their game because of her movement without the ball. Yeah. Of course, how she gets her other teammates involved. But I mean, she's one of one, man.
Yeah,
she is one of one, and she's only a sophomore. She got 2 more years. Because she got one more. But I'm saying with COVID, she'll get basically 2 more years if she decided. But I doubt she stayed. I think she might come back 1 more year. And then she's done.
But she was doing this last year too, so I mean, her name has already been
cemented.
Yeah,
So
I think I say she's the best college basketball just because what the boys did. Yeah, she's the best college basketball player.
Yeah. Period. Men and women this year.
And yes, her and Iowa and that backcourt they have is pretty good.
Yeah.
She's very, very cocky, very arrogant. I would like to see her.
Yeah.
Her persona versus Reese persona, they're clashing and they're pretty much their will and their fight for the game. I'm gonna love the game tonight.
Yeah, I think Iowa's gonna win because I think Caitlin.
Ooh, you got Iowa.
I got Iowa winning.
I'm keeping it in the SEC.
Keep the SEC. You going LSU?
I'm going LSU.
Okay, well
I like the LSU.
Okay.
If I said LSU was gonna be in the finals off that bracket anyway.
Yeah.
So
I know we did have them. I think we both had them in the Final Four for sure.
With South Carolina losing, I feel like LSU can be.
Man, listen. The only reason I'm picking Caitlin is because, like I said, for the back-to-back games, 41 points, and like I thought South Carolina was going to be able to guard her, and they couldn't.
Yeah.
And I don't know what LSU really can do to stop her enough to win the game.
It's just one of them things where you just got to let her cook, but then hold everybody else, because you let her have 40.
Exactly.
But you got to hold the other team too.
And I think that's what South Carolina tried to do, but they gave too much respect.
Yeah.
And open shots to the other players. I mean. And this Iowa's offense too. They had a lot of layups off of they backdoor cuts.
Well, Atlanta Boston was in foul trouble. She had 3 fouls.
I forgot. She had real quick. Yeah, so they had to take her out. So now the middle was wide open, and I don't think South Carolina, their backup big, like I said, can move as well as Boston.
Yeah.
So that's why it was a lot of driving lanes and open opportunities to get in the paint for Caitlin. But man, like I said, I just think overall this year, because a lot of people was Brandon Miller. Was one of the best players for the men, but like you say, just in general, college basketball, Caitlin Clark, best player. Women, men, don't matter. She's been the best player consistently all year long, from big shots to, what she's doing as a player. So that's why I got her. I just think she's on a mission, and what she's been doing these last couple of games, I just don't see LSU being able to stop it. So I got LSU. All right, so let's move over to the men.
Yeah.
Man.
I thought, you called FAU.
Man.
I thought
I talked to my cousin this morning, man. Man, I feel for them boys, man. Because, look, I really wanted my cousin to win because that's huge coming from Pensacola to be able to go to.
He's from Pensacola?
He's from Pensacola.
I saw that on the
going to that school and have a chance to win a natty. I feel for him. Yeah. But like I told him this morning, I truly believe this is going to be that motivation for the offseason for him to really come back even better next year. And like I said, as long as they have a similar group, I feel like they got a chance to come back next year and have a chance to, fight for a championship.
I mean, they only had 3 losses this year.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So them having 3 losses and being the seed that they was at.
Number 9. Yeah, it was ninth seed. Yeah.
You just looking at that like they're a 9 seed with 3 losses. That's a little weird. But
that's what I'm saying.
It's the same thing with, on the women's side. LSU was a 3 seed with 2 losses.
With 2 losses.
And you lost to South Carolina at South
Carolina.
You put them as a 3 seed.
Like, and I think both their losses were South Carolina and Tennessee. Yeah, that was their 2.
Tennessee was in the tournament.
Yeah, that was their 2 losses.
You put them at a 3 seed. That's disrespectful.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Same thing with FAU. We lost 3 games. I don't know who they
lost. They won their conference.
Yep.
And then, like I said, they lost basically 3 games in their in the regular season and then 1 game in the tournament. So I agree with you. I think they got shunned on their ranking. And even San Diego State, same thing. I feel like they got shunned. They were 5th seed, but I feel like they got shunned because I've never really seen San Diego State play, but defensively, man, they play some good defense.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, man, that was a heartbreak loss for my cousin. I hate it for him, but that's the beauty of this tournament.
Yeah.
So that's why I wanted to kind of get into that too. Is like, can you say with this tournament has been one of the best tournaments you've seen?
No.
Really?
I really didn't even watch this tournament. I'm not gonna hold you.
Okay.
It just felt different not having the blue blood in there.
Okay.
And, we're going to talk about it a little later, but, if you see a Duke, a Kansas, or a Kentucky in there, you kind of just like, let me see what they're going to do. Or, let me see if they're going to get knocked out. And once they all got knocked out, I was like, all right.
Okay, yeah. And I felt that a little bit too. It was like, okay, once those teams started falling out, just their name that rings volume just kind of calmed down the excitement of the Final Four.
Pretty much, yeah.
Of the, of this championship game that the men's about to play in. Because, like, okay, you got San Diego State, never been there before. And then now on the other side, you got UConn, who's been there before.
Yeah.
But haven't been there in a while. But their name does ring volume, but I just feel like you said, it's just not to the level of a Kansas, a Kentucky, a Michigan State, a Michigan, a Duke, North Carolina. Like, North Carolina wasn't even in the tournament. Yep. So, like, for them not to be in it, it was weird already. Yeah. But I think this is the one thing I did like about this tournament was the uncertainty of who was going to win.
Yeah.
And now you having teams in it that you just never would have thought would have had a chance to play for a championship.
And also, I think, like, this year, just college basketball was a little different. And maybe it's going to be due to what we're going to talk about later.
Yeah.
And that's, we really didn't know who is the essential number 1 player in college basketball this year.
Yep.
Last year.
Or the best team either.
Yeah.
Because that number 1 spot kept flip-flopping all year long. So I think, like you said, it just the uncertainty of who was who was doing what. Yeah. No players really stood. Like I said, besides Caitlin Clark, no player really took a step forward where you're like, man, that's the best player in men's college basketball. Yeah. Like Brandon Miller was good, but like I say, great player. Unfortunately was going on off the court with him. And I hope all that gets resolved so it doesn't linger into another year and then possibly his professional career, because I think he's going to the draft.
Of course.
Yeah. So hopefully they don't linger into to that. But I just think, like I said, he never took a step forward to, like I say, he's just pure, clear cut the best player in college basketball.
Yeah, I think that just really hurt college basketball this year. Like I said, you had teams like Kansas, you had Grady Dick, you had Wilson.
Yeah, and I saw Grady Dick. He announced he's going into the NBA draft too as well. So, and that's another thing. I think a lot of guys are just realizing, hey man, I got to strike while the fire is hot.
Yep.
And I'm gonna go forward. And I think also too, we're gonna dive right into it right now. NIL deals. It's making things, I wouldn't say easier, but it's making things make more sense on, like, hey, I did my job. Let me get on out of college basketball.
That too, and also it's just like, all right, why do I need to go, thousands of miles over to Kansas in the middle of nowhere when I got Alabama right here, and I'm finna get more money playing for Alabama. So I think the NIL deal basically held a lot of players rooted to where they grew up. Get my mom to come see me. I'm only 45 minutes in Tuscaloosa. I'm a 6'8" guard. No matter what, I'm going. 6'8" guard. No matter what, I'm going league.
If I play halfway decent, I'm going to the league. So I ain't got to do much.
These millions too. So, like, why do I need to go to Kansas? Why do I need to go to North Carolina? Why do I need to go to Duke? Other than, those are my schools I always wanted to play for. Other than that, let me go to Auburn. Let me go to Alabama.
And that's one thing I was gonna ask you. When it comes to NIL deals, do you feel like it's leveled the playing field for a lot of schools now? So now a lot of schools gonna get opportunity to get a 4 or 5 star that's from their their neck of the woods versus somebody coming out of another state.
Yeah, I feel like it should, and it is definitely. It's going to open up that window. Like I said, hey, I can just go 45 minutes down the road and play, and I can recruit some of these other guys from Alabama that's, 3, 4 stars to surround me, and we can, see what Alabama has. They have a coaching that's been there for 2 years, I think. He's already turned that program around.
He done a good job. Like I said, and I think that, too, a lot of coaches are starting to turn their program around a lot faster because of these deals, as well as the transfer portal. Because like I've been telling a lot of players, and I'll tell a lot of players out there that watch this channel and watch our podcast, that you gotta understand that as a young player coming out of high school, like, these coaches have a pool of players now that are already ready. So I want to recruit you. I want to bring you in, but I can go get this sophomore, this junior that's already played 2 years in this level of basketball, and I don't have to worry about teaching him how to do his schedule. I don't have to worry about him coming to practice, going to class. The rigorous road you have to travel of a college basketball season. I don't have to do that with him. So that's why I said transfer portal is a good thing, but also I think it's going to open the eyes up for a lot of players to understand that you got to come in ready to go right away. Oh yeah,
for sure.
Because if not, you're going to be looked over. So let's talk about some of the coaches changes that we're seeing. So we got so Patrick Ewing. He's